In the last video, we showed how we took these ETFs and energy and looked to optimize the portfolio by minimizing the downside risk by maximizing the P10, this being the P10. We utilized data over the years 2016 to 2001, and we resampled from this data. The correlation matrix shown here, which was not used. In this video, what we want to do is to compare value measures. We found that maximizing the P10 without any other constraints put us all into small cap value. We were not happy with that. We then imposed a 25% constraint on the small cap value, maximized again on the P10, and came up with this portfolio. Here was the maximum without constraints, and here was the maximum with constraints. We now want to look at some different value measures. To start with, let's store this result over here. And as a second value measure, let's maximize the MPV. So we're going to maximize this actual MPV. So we'll go to Data, Solver, and we're going to maximize the actual MPV, and we'll say Solve. Okay. So previously we had an MPV of 151. We're now up to 160, and our P10 has dropped down a little bit, so a little bit more risk by that definition anyway. Let's copy that over to here. See what happened. Then we have another metric here called the Sharpe ratio, which I'm going to define as MPV divided by standard deviation. I think the actual definition is a little bit different, but that's close enough for comparative purposes. And we see that maximizing the P10 gives us a pretty nice Sharpe ratio. Maximizing MPV is a lower Sharpe ratio. Okay, so now let's maximize this Sharpe ratio. Data, Solver, maximize the Sharpe ratio, solve. Okay, and let's just put that right next to it. Okay, put that right over here, and now we have something to compare. So if we maximize the P10, we're in 3 different ETFs. If we maximize the MPV, we basically go for mid cap and the small cap. Remember, the small cap being constrained by 25%. And for the Sharpe ratio, we go with the Dow Jones and the small cap. And in fact, the Sharpe ratio is higher. But what we want to do is to really compare these alternatives. And we've kind of rejected this one here. So let me do this. What's nice about Excel 2016, Excel 2016, is that we can filter our data. So we don't want that. We don't need that one. We do need this, maximize that. Let's see what that looks like. I had previously stored these results, so you can see that the results are consistent. So maximize the Sharpe ratio gave an EV of 145, 144. Maximizing the EV with 160, and maximizing the P10 with 152. So now the question becomes, which of these portfolios do we like the best? We've rejected the dashed line because it had this 99.6% small cap. So the question is, which of these do we like the best? And it depends upon our risk preferences. So I think that demonstrates how you need to be careful about selecting your value measure, and by looking at cumulative distribution functions like this can help you make a decision what's right for you.
If you'd like a copy of this Excel model, there is a link to the model in the description of this YouTube video.